Welcome to ChinaSecurities.com and Chinese Stocks TV, a daily, fast-paced, edgy show bringing the best press release out of the Chinese small and mid-cap space every morning at the open, so you can only profit from them and maybe find your next great Chinese investments. Tuesday, February the 22nd, I've got two great press releases for you after the markets were closed yesterday for President's Day in the U.S. First up, JASO trades on the NASDAQ, JASO. They continue to put out spectacular numbers. I think this is going to be a company you've got to own for the long term based on what they're doing right now. I don't own it yet, but I think I'm going to. They put up their fourth quarter and full year 2010 numbers. Here's some of the highlights. By the way, if you haven't guessed, they're one of the world's largest manufacturers of high-performance solar cells and solar power products. Highlights: record fourth quarter shipments, 463 megawatts, an increase of 11% sequentially. That's huge in this business, 100% year over year. Full year 2010 revenue, $1.78 billion, up 211%. I don't know how you increase revenues by 211% to $1.78 billion unless you've got a great business in a growing industry, and that's exactly what you got in the solar space. I love this number. Gross margin, 21.5% compared to about 12.8% 2009. That means they've got pricing power. They've grown their profit margin, their gross margin by 75%. That's ridiculous. Fantastic. 2010 net income, $266 million. GAAP earnings per share, $1.61. The company closed on Friday, 8:51. Trading this morning about $8 and change. That means you're buying this company with ridiculous top line growth for just over 5 times earnings per share. That's cheap in my books. What's even more impressive, fourth quarter net income, $119 million. GAAP earnings per share, 59 cents. Call it 60 to make the math easy. You're talking about if they can sustain this, they're very confident they're going to sustain their growth. They're talking about $2.40 in earnings next year. And you're buying a company based on about three and change, 3.5 times forward earnings. I think that's also just too cheap. You've got to get to this company. Strong balance sheet, $347 million of cash, according to the company. Closed Friday, 8:51. Like I said, this morning closing, trading in the low 8s. I suspect a lot of that has to do with the fact that JA was up over 10% last week in anticipation of this. So you got to probably have some profit taken, and you got some nervous people go with the geopolitical scene going on in the Middle East right now. Long term, though, JA Solar's got to be a buy. 52-week range, 1024 on the high, 422 on the low. Next up, ATAI trades on the NASDAQ, ATAI. They announced unaudited third quarter numbers for for the quarter ended, December 31st, 2010. Revenues up 78% to $20.6 million. That exceeded their guidance. You have to like that. Net income up 384% to $4.7 million. Last close of $4.50 on Friday, $4.54 actually. 52-week high, $4.59. 52-week low, $2.72. Got to like that top line growth, especially when they're exceeding their own guidance, and very healthy bottom line there, $4.7 million in income. Market cap of about $100 million. Fantastic. Those are fantastic numbers based on a $100 million market cap, and they definitely warrant further due diligence. That's a wrap. As always, quality over quantity. If you look for more great Chinese small mid-cap companies and you're not on ChinaSecurities.com, in case you're watching it somewhere else, get to the front page at ChinaSecurities.com. Watch the show. Watch the previous shows on via iTunes, YouTube, or your preferred video provider. Take a look at the best headlines out of the industry over the past few days. We've got them right on the front page, separated by industry. And finally, get into the directory. Take a look at the 250-plus Chinese small mid-cap companies trading on North American exchanges we're covering. These are great companies. Succinct description of each. Plus, you can filter this by industry and or exchange to find the one that best suits your portfolio. That's a wrap. Have an amazing day. See you tomorrow.